Good morning, friends. I'm Amit, a software developer by profession and a casual blogger by liking. Salutations for a talk that is supposed to be delivered online to a set of folks who are spread across the globe is so weird. Maybe it's not morning for you. Maybe just like me, you're scratching your sleepy eyes, waiting to go back to your bed. Or maybe just like my dear friends in New Zealand, it's right in the middle of the night for you. In short, whatever time of the day it is, I hope you are having a great one. Anyway, today I'm going to narrate a few stories from my blogging life. I started writing actively on the web some 15 years back. And as I look back today to the years gone back, I think I have learned a few lessons. I have discovered a few ironies of life that I want to share a few of them with you. It gives me an opportunity to take a pause, to look back and to evaluate what I have learned, where I stand. At the same time, if you get to know me a slightly bit better, I think the talk would have served its purpose. With that said, let me get started with an interesting Aesop's fable though. A man and his son were once walking to the market alongside their donkey. A countryman was passing by and he looked at them and said, "You fools, what is a donkey for if not to be ridden upon?" So the man put his son on the donkey and he started walking alongside him. Then another set of men said, "Look at that lazy youngster. He makes his father walk along as he rides the donkey." So the man made his son get down and he himself got on the donkey then. But then another set of women looked at them and said, "Look at that lazy lout. He makes his son trudge along as he rides the donkey himself." Then the man put his boy onto the donkey in front of him and they both started riding the donkey then. But they hadn't gone too far when another set of men said, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself for overburdening the donkey of yours?" The man and boy got completely confused. They both got down and they started thinking what to do. So finally they picked up the donkey over their heads and started carrying him to the market over their shoulders, with the donkey flapping his legs in the air as if he's walking in the air itself. The donkey didn't know what else to do. He is always used to work. In short, whatever the man and the boy did, the whole town was always laughing at them. You know who was the most unaffected by all the criticism around? Yes, the donkey. You know who got the least criticism because of that? Yes, the donkey. As I started writing more openly on the web, I soon realized that I had to stay unaffected by all the criticism that I was invariably going to get from this ugly internet. There was no point getting affected by all this stuff. I was just writing. I wrote on my blog. I wrote on Medium. I shared the writing with the friends, with my family, with strangers, with unknown folks. It was so unlike me, the introvert. But you know what? If I hadn't done that, I had stopped writing a long time back. Try to please everyone and you please no one, the saying goes. So be a donkey, stay unaffected by criticism and just continue your creative work. That's something that I have been doing for these past 15 years and I think it has helped me to continue writing. But my productivity for writing hasn't been consistent throughout these 15 years though. There are times when I'm extremely productive, writing multiple posts in a week. And then there are times when months go by and I haven't posted a single post. I have blamed it on platforms or the editors that they provide. I have blamed it on my liking, my interest, my state of mind, my lifestyle, etc. But you know what? I have realized that it is cyclic, it is phases. And I do want to compare two phases from my life. I had been productive in both of them. I had fun writing in both of them. But they were different phases in itself. There was a time when I was writing fiction pretty regularly. I had made a habit to write a short story every week. I used to submit it to publication on Medium. I had submitted them to the publications offline and online, to the print. I was productive and I had fun. But you know what I had stopped doing? I had stopped reading for some unknown reason. In a way, I had stopped living. I wasn't aware what was going around me. And that wasn't good. It reminded me of a phase in my life when I wasn't churning stories from my mind. I was just narrating what was happening around me. It was the most productive and creative phase of my writing life. I had written about some clumsy elevator, some stupid bets, or the time when I didn't claim my own spectacles just because I didn't want to hurt my ego. Were these great posts? Maybe not, but who cares? I felt good. I could never weave a better story than what the life was weaving around me. Keep your eyes open. We are surrounded by some of the most amazing stories being written by life. Get inspired, because life creates better stories than any of the writer's pen. And whatever you do, don't ever halt for planning what you want to write. During each of these phases, I thought I knew where I wanted to take my writing to. Sometimes it was all about making it a life journal. At times it was just about fiction. Sometimes I just wanted to write humor. It was as if I was deciding for myself what I was allowed to write, what I would enjoy writing the longest, what I would be good in. That was senseless. I now know that would have never worked. But as Chris Crutchley had once said, hindsight is never around when you need it. So there's no point planning too far too ahead. Just create. Do what your heart wants you to do now. Don't think where it would lead you. Don't try to connect the dots while you're planting them. Because a genius had once said, you can only do that looking backwards. That's how I have been writing for the past 15 years. Not halting. Just not planning too much. Just writing what I want to write about. But then there are times when I do halt. Because life does suck sometimes. As it has been for the past 18 months. I was taken over by the boredom. I didn't know what to do with all the time that I had at my hands. I was living through some of the most uncomfortable phases of my life. I followed the easiest path. I stopped writing. And I now know that was so foolish. I've gone through such phases multiple times over my journey. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty because there is ugliness, says Lao Tzu, the famous Chinese philosopher, while talking about the duality of life. So true. It's so easy to forget that the things would eventually work out. We start labeling things, right and wrong, negative and positive, sad and happy. But as the masters at Pixar had once said, sometimes the only way to really appreciate the joy is to experience sadness. Lau ends his verse with these beautiful lines. When the work is done, it is forgotten. That's why it lasts forever. Yep, don't halt. Create, get bored, get surrounded by all the negative thoughts, be bogged down by them. But write, continue to write. Sure, don't publish. Let those posts lie forgotten in some pages of your diaries. But write, don't stop. And for sure, don't wait for inspiration from outside. I've realized that's the worst way to get inspired to write. I read, I listen, I see, and that's when I can start writing. I can't depend on others for inspiration. I need to seek it out. Things often tend to happen to you in life when you are not ready for them. So I'm ready always. I'm writing always. It's not perfect every time. But when that one perfect thought does hit me, I'm ready for it because I'm continuously writing. And boy, have I had my fair share of imperfect posts. When I read a few posts from the early days, I cringe today. I was told the tone of my post isn't right, or the platform I am writing on isn't right, or maybe the method of sharing isn't right. But I didn't care. I was stubborn in what I wanted to write. It is okay if it came out stupid. Every now and then, I wish I could be the same free self. Today I am a shadow of that person, but it's okay, I've learned the lesson. It's okay to be stupid, just be alive. I write what my mind wants me to write today, now, in this moment. I write what I want to read myself. Be stupid. But then be eager to learn, be playful, be stubborn, but then be cautious, be friendly. You know what other animal shares all this characteristic as per Wikipedia? Yes, the donkey. So be a donkey, but do act, write, create. Thank you everyone and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.